Okay, I just got to the office, but while I was walking here, I was listening to this podcast from Indie.vc, which is a venture capital firm based out of Salt Lake City, Utah. I actually was a scout for them when they first launched, maybe about 3 or 4 years ago. So, listening to the this podcast, and one of the things I want you to direct your attention to the title. Direct your attention to the title where it says building a one-person billion-dollar software company. Now that sounds crazy. Just to the average onlooker, if you're watching this and you see this, you're probably like, that's impossible. But one of the things I want to share with you, and I'll get more into it, but I just want to just lay the groundwork here, is why this is no longer something that's impossible. It's almost what they call what Roger Bannister did with the 4 minute mile. Once he broke the 4 minute mile, once Roger Bannister broke through that mental wall of the 4 minute mile, other people thought it was possible. Now, let me share just a little bit about that podcast that I was talking, just to give you some context. So the name of the person that's putting it out there, this is a Y Combinator startup called Rocketable, led by Allan Wells. He was a product guy for Uber. He did some of the automation, the autonomous cars, machine learning. So he knows his stuff. So he's really deeply rooted in machine learning and AI. So he sees the vision for it, and he's probably the right person to do it at this time. Time will tell, but at least he's putting himself out there. And I'm on their website right now, and I'm gonna just read off what their process is and how he's thinking about it. So basically what they're doing is they're acquiring existing software products, and they're taking those software products and they're looking to replace the human organizational chart with AI agents. So that's what they're buying a software product. They're looking at it and they're saying, okay, how can we use AI agents to replace them? And then they're going to continue to iterate these agents consistently to deliver what they're calling superhuman performance. And then they're just going to keep on repeating at scale. So that's his goal of building this holding company that has all of these software products that are ran by AI agents. And in that, the goal is for him to be a one-person billionaire. And he put it out there. He's in the Bay Area. He's in San Francisco. So, people are rallying around this idea. But what I want to share is what gets me excited. Why I want to share this with you, because I remember, this is a little story time. I remember 5 years ago, I would say 5-6 years ago now, I was working with a CEO. His name was Nathan Latka from Founder Path. And the company, I was actually employee number 7. We were a small team. We raised about, when I was there, it was $145 million, and we deployed capital to about 60 B2B SaaS companies. So in my time there, I was really privy to like what was going on in the tech world, and just, I was going to LA, going to San Francisco, going to Utah, kind of like going to all the startup hubs, getting a pulse of the market. And we had dinner. This is about 5 or 6 years ago. We went out to dinner after one of our events, and he said to me, he was like, Trey, one day there's going to be a one-person billion-dollar company, a one-person unicorn. And I was like, huh? He was like, one day, I'm telling you, this is 5 years ago. One day there's going to be a one-person unicorn. And I didn't, at the time, I didn't have a time, I didn't pay much attention to it, but the seed was definitely planted in my mind. About 2 years later, at one of our events, about a year or two later, he takes a microphone, like he was on stage, and from the stage, he says this out loud to everybody. There's about hundreds of people there. He was like, one day there's going to be a $1 billion software company ran by one person. He's still, people are like, people are a little skeptical of it. This is a little bit before AI. So AI was like not there yet. It's probably still in the research labs. Really early models, nothing like what we see today. So last year, I remember hearing Sam Altman from OpenAI was saying that him and his friends in their group chat were taking bets when the first one-person unicorn would be here. Because now all the tools are here. The AI was there. The agents are getting there. And just this year, Allan Wells, the CEO of Rocketable, just announced that he is going to attempt to do a one-person billion-dollar company. And that alone, it's inspiring. It's inspiring. You know, there's always unintended consequences of these things. So I don't want to talk about this like this is the holy grail or anything like that. But I just want to bring it to your attention, especially if you're an acquisition entrepreneur, if you're micro private equity CEO with portfolio companies in your portfolio. This is the way you have to be thinking about your portfolio. This is how you're going to have to start thinking about how you're running your business. It's going to be almost mandatory on how you optimize your capital for these things, how you deploy capital into your portfolio companies for AI and automation, because it's inevitable at this point. There's no going back. And let me show you something really quick. See, in my early days when I was building out the 5 trends that we're building TFX off of, you'll see the first one is surge in M&A due to the silver tsunami. That's the first trend that we're riding. The second one is the trend of the multiplayer workforce for specialists. The third trend is media-led PE firms. And then look at trend number 4. Trend number 4, one-person unicorn. So when we were in trend number 5, world where AI powered, human assisted. When we were designing this out last year, I was using that based off of the insight that I had 5 years ago that this was going to be a thing. And one of the missions and one of the things that we see with TFX is that now we'll be able to position ourselves to sell picks and shovels to these people that are going to try to be the one-person billion-dollar company. That's a secret. That's between you and I, if you're watching this, if you made it this far. But that's the idea. That's the idea. And because I was privy to that information early, it's almost like it was always that idea of the one-person billion unicorn was always there, and the seed was always there. I didn't think it was going to be me or anything like that, but I just knew it was coming. And as I was designing this TFX, and doing the research and all the things that back up everything that we're doing, it became more clear on how TFX can position ourselves to capitalize. So just want to share that with you. I want to share it with you. I want to put it on record that it's in the ethos. It's out there, and we're going to follow this really, really closely. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts about this one-person billion-dollar company. How do you see that impacting what you're currently doing? How does that make you rethink what you're currently doing? Not like this is going to be something that's going to be here next year or something. I've heard different people say we probably won't see it until like 2040 when you see a legitimate one-person unicorn. But the fact that the idea and the seed is in the ether means that to start thinking about it now, it may change how you move, how your perspective. So let me know in the comments. I want to hear from you. Sometimes I don't think we realize how fast this is coming at us. It seems like things are moving super fast, and I've heard it said before, it's going to be like the next 3 to 5 years is going to be like, it's going to go slow, and next thing you know, everything's going to switch over within the next 5 years. And I don't think we really understand what that means, especially as entrepreneurs, and really having the ability to adapt and adjust at a rate that we've never experienced before. And, there's some pros and there's some cons to that. You just have to understand how to pick your spots, how to slow things down, because they're moving so fast. I practice meditation, which is very important for me because it helps me slow down the game, because it is moving so fast. So we just have to, we have to all work together. I did an episode about squad wealth. I think that's a part of some of those market conditions that's bringing that, this together. So anyway, I'm done for today. If you made it this far in the video, I really appreciate it. Don't take it lightly. So with that said, I'm out. Peace.